This election cycle has been nothing short of unpredictable, but one thing that's remained clear is that Democrats would regain control of the House, which they did, spectacularly, flipping at least 35 seats. That's the biggest swing blue since 1974, after Richard Nixon resigned from office. In North Carolina, Dems took back 16 seats. In Texas, 14. And Pennsylvania voters are sending 19 new Democrats to D.C. But it's not just Congress. Even in state legislatures, Democrats picked up at least 350 seats and 7 governors' mansions. And then there's Florida, where some of the nation's most hotly contested races are still undecided. On election night, Democratic gubernatorial candidate Andrew Gillum appeared to have lost by 1 percentage point. But by the next morning, South Florida blue wave came washing in and tightened the race to within half a percentage point, triggering an automatic recount. The news sent GOP leaders into a tizzy, with the junior senator from Florida accusing Democrats of conspiring with Broward officials to overturn the will of the electorate. Marco Rubio argues that Democrats are illegitimately trying to steal elections in Florida by insisting on a legally mandated recount. Let's not forget Al Gore actually won Florida in 2000, but waived his right to a recount. Over 8.3 million ballots must be recounted before 3 p.m. on Thursday before the state can certify any election results. And despite accusations from the governor, state officials insist they have no indication of fraud. I'd be remiss in my comments this week if I failed to mention Stacey Abrams and her remarkable campaign to become the first black woman governor, in Georgia no less. Against all odds, and with possibly hundreds of thousands of voters purged from the rolls, she seems to be headed for a runoff. Which brings us to women, 100 of which will be going to D.C. for the first time, and one woman in particular, Nancy Pelosi, who's no spring chicken, but who colleagues say they hear the soundtrack from Jaws as she works the House floor for votes. First on her agenda, campaign finance reform. And admit it, you want to know what he's hiding in those tax returns too. If you found this information helpful, share it with a friend, and don't forget to click on the subscribe button.